Welcome to a day in the life of a base fitness coach. So, because I've got an early start, I have to wake up at 4:45. That's when my alarm goes off because my group class is around 6:40. I will brush teeth, have a shower, and then I'll head straight to the kitchen where I will prepare meal one, being breakfast, obviously. My breakfast is usually the same. It always consists of egg whites and then 3 whole eggs, a meal that's rich in protein. And for carbohydrates, I'll usually go for bread with a bit of butter spread on it. A bit of seasoning on the eggs as well, obviously. I don't want it going too bland. I love this seasoning, by the way. Salt-free, garlic and herbs. Vegetables, I'll have it alongside. So carrots and broccoli for today, making sure the meal is nice and healthy because I can't guarantee that lunch, dinners, or the remaining meals of the day are going to be as healthy because I usually eat out, as you will soon find out. But yeah, a bit of butter spread on my whole wheat toast, or whole wheat bread rather, and voila, good to go. So I'll usually gobble all of this up within, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. No time to waste in the morning because the group class, I usually have to arrive earlier than a personal training session. So I'll eat this, usually listening to a podcast at the same time. Munch, and today, the day that I've picked is actually a Friday. Now, the reason I've picked this is because Fridays I've got a good mix of group classes and personal training sessions. So I was lucky enough to get a lift today on the way to work. As you can see, this is it's just past 6 o'clock in the morning, so traffic is not bad. This is in central Bangkok, going onto Sathorn Road here underneath the Thai-Belgian bridge. Usually a busy intersection, but like I said, this time of morning it is not busy. And now driving on Sathorn Road, fast approaching Chong Non Si. Here I am, Chong Non Si intersection, and that is right next to base Sathorn. Morning, so the time has just gone 6:15. Got a few minutes to get to base. So the class isn't actually until 6:40, but typically if it's a group class, try and arrive there 20 minutes before the class begins. Allow enough time to prepare the equipment. And I've just checked the group class booking system. Out of nowhere, the class has got 14 people attending, which is very rare for a class this early, especially on a weekday as well. It's not even a weekend, so yeah, better hurry. So walking through the base doors, the gym is empty, obviously. I arrive about 20 minutes before the class is due to start. Gives me enough time to write the program on the whiteboard and to also set up all the equipment. So I am writing up the program as quickly and as neatly as I can. And then after that, it's just a case of setting the equipment up. Obviously, I firstly check how many people are in the group class. And like I said, this is a busy class, so a lot of equipment needs to be put out and needs to be spaced accordingly to allow for a full house, pretty much. Oh, it's all neat. I leave the cardio stations blank because the program is already on the board. As you can see, we've got lunges today. They'll do 40 slam ball shoulder lunges and then it will be maximum distance row. Great timing. Class starts at 6:40, plenty of time. So a group class format would typically consist of me introducing the class. I'll also do a demonstration so every participant knows exactly what to expect. All of this is done in the space of 6 minutes or less, so no time to waste. Once the timer begins, I'm on the clock.
And bring your thighs parallel, then breathe out as you fully extend. So get beneath the bar, elbows tucked close to your side so don't flare them out. You're going to breathe out as you drive the bar overhead, and try and avoid hyperextending your back as you push the barbell overhead. Twist from left to right, all about that spinal rotation. Good. And hip swing. So push your hip back, bring your thighs parallel, breathe out on the way up. And flat hand. Good side, other leg, other arm.
So unfortunately for this first group class, I didn't manage to get any footage during the workout, the main session, but usually during a main session, this is from another previous class a while back, I would walk around, wander around the class, and make sure everyone's form is immaculate and execution is as on point as possible, and also give any tips and guidance and support for people who might be struggling. Now, after the first group class was done, Base X was complete. The next class is Base Build. Now, this is strength only. As you can see on the whiteboard, there is no cardio, only strength. And the class has 7 people, so not as busy as Base X, the class before, but still a good number nonetheless for this time of morning. So just sat in this canteen seating area. I've now got an hour's break in between my shifts. So I've just finished my 2 early group classes, and I've got a bit of a break before my next shift, which is going to be a group class. But then straight after that, I've got a personal training session with a client. So it's a one-to-one session, and I'm just going to do a bit of programming now and plan that session. That's from 10:30 to 11:30, and then I've got another group class after that. So yeah, I'm also going to use this time to grab a bit of food. Yeah, that's my plan for this next hour. All right, programming done. Now it's time for food. I got about 25 minutes before the group class begins. It's all set up. Feeling quite hungry now, actually. I used to, if you look back at my old, I think a video I did last year, in a day in the life, I used to actually do all my own meal prep and bring my food in lunch boxes. But honestly, in Thailand, it's just unnecessary. So I'm just gonna go and grab some food now. You'll see why it's unnecessary in a second, because you can literally eat out really cheaply in Thailand, and the food is good as well, it's tasty. So for the second meal of my day, I would have, what was it I had? Yeah, I had crispy pork belly with red pork, served with rice, sprinkled with vegetables, and the sauce is some sort of brown topping sauce. Very delicious. And the whole thing came to 60 baht. Yes, 60 baht. Heading back to Base now. It's just literally around the corner. So where I just stayed is on Base's doorstep. I'm going to get the group class set up. I think 2 people signed in at the moment, so not that many. A little bit quieter. It usually is quieter at 9:30 compared to the early morning group classes, because I guess people are trying to get a workout in before they head to work. So here's the program for Base Camp. I didn't film the warm-up or the demonstration. I'm just going to get straight into the main session for this video.
Three, 2, 1 เริ่มเลยครับอันไหนก่อนก็ได้นะข้อสอบที่แบบตัวนิดหน่อยแม่เดี๋ยวเอามือลงมาครับข้อสอบไม่ต้องหาแตะตัวนะ
So next up, I had a personal training session from 10:30 to 11:30, right after the group class. So my client here, we started off with a barbell back squat, 2 to 3 warm-up sets just to gradually increase the weight and get the blood flowing through his system. And then we went into the working set. Now, as you can see, his form is pretty good. Knees traveling forward, bringing his hips down so his thighs are parallel. And then what we did next was upper body, so chest. Today we did a dumbbell single arm bench press because my client feels that he's got a slight muscle imbalance in his chest. So by doing a unilateral exercise where we're doing left and then right, we should be able to address the muscle imbalance. And then after this, it was still upper body, but we're hitting the back muscles this time. So it was a barbell bent over row. This is a great exercise. My client's form is pretty good, I would say. Elbows close to the sides, keeping them closely tucked in to target those lats and keeping the back nice and straight, only the arms moving. And this is not just going to hit the back, but it's also going to hit your core and also spinal erectors to keep the body in place. And then the next exercise from here, it's a bit of isolation work, so single joint exercises. Managed to do a leg curl on a bench with using a dumbbell. So all about that control of the knee flexion. And doing, I can't remember how many reps we did. I think we did at least 12, maybe even 15 reps. So quite high reps, really pummeling the hamstrings, taking them to failure. And then another isolation exercise, we did dumbbell raises. This is going to target the mid-head of the shoulder, of the deltoid muscles. And the thing I was trying to encourage my client was to keep his shoulder blades depressed, trying to avoid elevating them on the way up. And next up, we did a superset, an arm superset, starting off with barbell curls to hit the biceps, again keeping the elbows fixed in place, hinging and controlling the descent to try and control the biceps during the lengthening phase, the eccentric part of the move. And then straight after this, no rest, it was straight into the tricep exercise, which is today it was the dumbbell overhead extension, both arms at the same time, keeping the elbows closely tucked, all about that control on the way down. My client managed to get quite a good bit of elbow flexion, as you can see, and the last few reps I assisted him because the muscles were quite fatigued, and if he cannot lift the weight up from this point, he could injure himself. So yeah, I was just making sure his form was on point and getting the triceps properly fatigued. Now, after this same client actually joined my following group class, which was at 12 o'clock.
ใช่ใช่เดี๋ยวคนเยอะเลยใช่ไหมเมื่อเช้า
เยอะมาก
ลากโค้ช
ใช่ลูกโป่งเลยคนเยอะเลย
So now it was time for another group class. This was Base X once again. This is 12 o'clock, 12:05 to 12:55, and I think 3 people. I decided to join this one. So same as before, demos, making sure all clients knows what to expect. To be honest, these clients know already by now what to do because they've been to base a couple of times, but it's worth showing them anyway. I challenged myself to start off on the bike. As you can see, it's a 50 calorie time trial today. So basically cycling non-stop until you hit 50 calories. Bike done. Station 2. Sorry for that awkward high-pitched voice, but anyway, next station, what was I doing here? So a quick demo during the rest time. Me and my client would have been on, the rig station. So today on the menu it was the overhead barbell strict press, keeping the knees locked out, and I also programmed pull-ups onto this as well. So a push and a pull exercise, both in the vertical plane of motion. Honestly, this is probably good enough for a superset, but my client, as you can see, it was a little bit fatigued having just done a PT, but nonetheless, I gave him a helping hand on the banded pull-ups. It was also good actually that in the PT program today he did the bent over row to avoid doing a pull exercise in the same plane of motion, so just to switch things up. I think I had 5 reps programmed, but I think for me I just maxed it out to failure. And after that, we would be on the running station next. Today it was 30 seconds of walking, followed by 30 seconds of running. So as you can see, this is the walking bit, nice and easy. As you can see, I'm trying to coach those 2 ladies on the other side of the room at the same time. So quite a challenge, but hey, the beauty of multitasking, I can try and do both at the same time. After they do the lunges, as you can see, they go straight into a maximum distance row. And this next station, we're now on dumbbells, so it was the dumbbell hang snatch, which is a hip hinge exercise, driving that dumbbell all the way overhead using explosive movement and a bit of power. And the next exercise I had programmed was a single leg Romanian deadlift, so this is going to target the hamstrings. And finally, we were going to finish off on the row machine. So as you can see here, I didn't actually get that much time on the station because I was coaching my 2 other clients in the group class. So with the pull-up, it's a bit of a challenging exercise, especially if back strength is lacking. So I spent most of the 5-minute station coaching her, and then I had to very quickly rush the slam ball shoulder lunges. I still managed to get a minute on the row. I think I got 100 meters. I managed to squeeze 100 meters in. Not bad considering I started only about I think a minute or so on the row. And to finish off, just before we end the session, just a few cool down stretches just to get the body cooled down nicely and back to room temperature. So workout done. Gonna have a post-workout protein shake. 50 grams of protein, as you can see, unreal. This is strawberry yogurt flavor. I got 2 personal bests today. One of them was on the bike, which I'm pleased with, and the other one was the overhead strict press. Gonna shower and probably gonna get some food. Feeling quite hungry now. And you can see a very lovely profile of your favourite base coach. Now after this, my client and I, we went to have a sushi buffet. Really good, delicious sushi. I think any kind of buffet, I'll definitely make the most of it. As you can see here, hopefully by now you're starting to understand why I do not cook at home, because this is a sushi buffet, so all you can eat, and it costed us a total of about 500 baht, which is, for those of you who are not familiar with Thai money, that is about £12, £13 for all you can eat sushi buffet. So an absolute steal. It was just a case of seeing how much I could eat. I was absolutely famished at this point, so made the most of it completely. Delicious food, good bit of fish, loads of protein. We finished food at around 3 or 4 o'clock, so for the rest of the day I actually had free. So I used that time to read, do a bit of video editing, and typically I also do a bit of self-learning as well, so YouTube is great for that. Just knowing a bit more about anatomy because the learning never stops. Also checking out how my YouTube channel is going, and also any other bits and pieces on the computer. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry it's a little bit long, but I hope you found it enjoyable, and see you soon.